Everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm the blogger behind Brighter Darling, which I don't even know if I can say that lately because I've been the worst blogger and I have not posted in I can't even tell you how long. However, I am going to get back into it and I'm really gonna make an effort to maybe just not post as often but post more consistently. So please hold me accountable if you are a blog follower. Don't feel bad about nagging me and telling me that my blog has been slacking because sometimes I need a little push. So anyway, today we're doing, as you can tell from the title, a foundation wear test. You guys know I love foundation wear tests. I have a whole playlist with them. And you also might know that I have been into more cleaner beauty lately since I would say mid 2019. I really started being more cognizant of the ingredients in my products. So that does obviously limit me a lot in terms of what I'm gonna be trying. However, I'm still a beauty blogger at heart. I still love trying products, and although things might not make it into my regular routine of products I use all the time, I still want to try things that necessarily aren't the cleanest. I do have a threshold of like how bad I'll go, kind of. So just know that that's kind of how I'm going, and I don't want to feel like, you know, I'm going to be judged because I want to try something that's not necessarily clean. I do use more clean products every day, but I still am going to try other things. So that's just how it's gonna be. Take it or leave it. If you don't like that, too bad, you can watch a different channel. So just wanted to share with you my opinion on this foundation. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury, what is it called? AIRBRUSH Flawless Filter Foundation. Now, as you guys might also know, I have been a huge fan of Charlotte Tilbury since the beginning. I love her products. I've yet to try something that I actually haven't liked. That's totally straight up honest. I think they're all wonderfully made and I love the performance of them. And this is something that I kind of heard some polarizing things about. I heard that people were really not liking this, that it was drying really fast, that it was, I don't know, just like negative stuff. And it was the first time I really heard like not so positive feedback on her products. But I kind of held back about trying it because my whole clean beauty journey, and I didn't want to seem like a hypocrite, but I'm also a beauty blogger and this is just something I love, and I don't want to not inform people that follow me still, that trust my opinion about products, because I know that that's important for you guys. Not everybody's going to be into clean beauty, and that's totally fine too. So I did pick up a sample of this. It's not the full size. I didn't buy it yet. I don't know how I feel about buying it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see how it goes at the end of the day. But I will tell you, I'm no dummy when it comes to getting a sample at a store. I make sure I shake the bottle well. And yeah, it's definitely a science of making sure when you get a sample, the consistency is on point. It's exactly how it should be if you bought the full size. I've worked for Estee Lauder for years. I've been a freelance makeup artist for a long time now, and I know what I'm talking about in terms of how to dispense a foundation sample. So if you don't like that I'm not using the full size and I didn't buy it, you can leave this channel as well. That's fine. But for those of you who don't care and understand that it's stupid to buy foundations and return the full size just to show you the bottle, then welcome to my channel. So anyway, yeah, so I was really curious about this foundation because I've had all of the Charlotte Tilbury foundations. The Light Wonder is her like very dewy light medium coverage. Then she has the Magic Foundation, which is more of a medium buildable coverage, which is with a natural semi-matte finish. And this one is her full coverage, more matte finish foundation. So this kind of like rounds out her foundation wardrobe. Now, I've talked about this when I've done other foundation reviews. This happens when a brand makes a more concentrated full coverage formula. You have to diversify the shade range because you cannot paint someone's face unless it's a perfect match. So if you're going to be doing a full coverage foundation and there is no room for flexibility in terms of the tones of the foundation against the skin, it has to have more shade ranges. So keep that in mind when a brand tells you, oh yeah, we increased the shade range. Well, probably because it's a more matte foundation and it's a more full coverage foundation. So it's less flexible. So although that's important, just keep that in mind. It's not so much like, oh yeah, you know, we're so great. It is great. It is great that you increased the shade range, but it's because you did this in the formula. So it's a 1 ounce formula for $44. So I think that's pretty on par for her other foundation formulas, other brands in the same kind of category as her, high end. And yeah, it's retailed at Sephora, Nordstrom, charlottetilbury.com, and I'm sure several others where Charlotte Tilbury is sold. So something that's different about this foundation, not only is it obviously full coverage and more matte, it has the this ingredient that she has created called Replexium, which is supposedly able to reduce the appearance of wrinkles after 8 weeks of use by 22%, which I thought is actually kind of awesome. I really am concerned about making sure my skin is taken care of, and I'm worrying about being cognizant of aging. So if this is a foundation I'm wearing every day, every little bit helps. I wouldn't rely on this 100% on anti-aging, but I thought that was nice to have that ingredient in there. It also says that it has an ingredient called Moss Cell Tech. Charlotte does a lot of these like magic-y kind of words, proprietary kind of words in her foundations and products that do things. I don't really know if they do, I just know that they perform really well. So, but this particular ingredient is apparently providing the skin the ability to boost hydration by 200+%, which I think is also important when you're dealing with a matte formula. A lot of times matte formulas just tend to just dry out the skin a little bit. A lot of them have alcohol in them, and that dries the skin out, and that's what makes them look more matte and flat. It also has this air cool effect. This is something I heard a lot of people say they didn't notice in the foundation. It apparently cools on contact on the skin. I'll tell you right now that didn't happen for me, and I really don't care if it did or didn't. Yeah, it also has some defense mechanism to help protect your skin and from free radicals and things like that. So I'm assuming it has some antioxidants in it. That's essentially what that is. And yeah, it says that it gives you a more poreless looking finish. 95% of users agree that their pores look reduced. I will 100% agree with that. I think my skin looks pretty flawless. I can't be, you know, BS about this. I think my skin definitely looks really beautiful and airbrushed. It does look makeup-y, but I think it looks really nice. So it's also sweat-proof, humidity-proof, waterproof, and transfer-resistant. Yes, I agree with that. And yeah, she tested this on 650 different women with different skin tones to make sure that the matches of her foundations really will suit so many people, which I thought was really nice. Yeah, so that's kind of the gist of what it claims. So a lot of big claims, but overall we want to see how this wears throughout the day and how this looks on my skin. So we're getting to the wear test in a minute, but obviously I want to give you guys some feedback on what I've thought about this foundation so far since I've been using this sample for, I would say, about a week and a half now. Overall, I really like this. It is not the cleanest. I want to say it scores around a 6, a 6-ish. It might be a 5 or a 7, 5, 6, or 7 on, like, depending what website you use to check clean ingredients. So it's not the cleanest, but in my world, I've been trying to keep things around a 5 or below. So it's cutting on the edge. So just get that part out of the way, the clean factor. In terms of the performance, it is a very, very long wearing foundation, and it looks flawless pretty much all day long. That is one thing I will give this 100% credit for. If you get this foundation applied properly, I think it looks stunning. I'm not gonna lie. It does look makeup-y. That's one thing. Another thing that I want to comment is, like, the first couple days that I tried this, my husband was like, yeah, your makeup looks nice, but it 100% looks a little cakey. And when he says cakey, he means makeup-y. I don't think it looks cakey. I just think it definitely looks like I have makeup on. I don't necessarily care if people think I have makeup on. It doesn't really bother me too much. But if that's something that you're into, like you want to look really natural, this is definitely not the foundation for you. And I don't think it looks heavy. That's another thing I noticed. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin. A lot of full coverage foundations, like an Estee Lauder Double Wear, can tend to feel heavier on the skin. My biggest con that I've had so far with this foundation that it's just something you have to work with is the dry down time is very fast. So the one thing you can do to help reduce that is just work in sections. It's not one that you can kind of apply throughout your whole face and then blend as you know you wish. It's kind of like do your forehead, blend it out, do your cheek, blend it out, do your chin, and then blend it out. Like go section by section, and then that dry down time is really not a problem. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. I will share my overall end of day thoughts at the very last check-in. So let's just get into the application. All right, bye. Okay, one side we're gonna do brush, and then the other side we're gonna do sponge. You guys know how I like to do these things. I don't really know what side whatever. I'm gonna put the brush on this side, the sponge on this side. So let's go in with the sponge first. This is my worst side. I have a lot of this, can you tell, like this hormonal breakout down here. The side, actually I guess it's not much different. These are just not active, they're just fading. So these are a little more active, so we'll see. And I have one unicorn horn growing here and one little guy right here. So I guess overall, there's issues to cover on all sides. So going in with the sponge, I have yet to try this foundation with a sponge. I don't know how I'm gonna like it, to be completely honest with you. So I'm putting more on than I would use even with a brush, just because I know with the sponge you're gonna get it sucked up. So I'm going in with this Flower Beauty sponge. I don't know, I'm gonna use like the flat side. So, all right, let's see how this goes. Let me get my mirror a little closer. Honestly, I can't really appreciate what's going on. Yeah, I don't like it with the sponge at all. I don't know what it is about this formula. I don't know what it is. Okay, maybe it's not the worst. It actually does give you a little more time to blend it out, which is not the case when you use a brush. This formula dries so fast, but the coverage is not happening. I mean, no, it's happening, but not like to the level it could with the brush. But it does look a lot more skin-like, but I feel like that is the case when you use a sponge with any foundation. You're gonna get a little less coverage, but it's gonna look a lot more natural. So it really just depends on like what your preference is for your skin. So, okay, that actually wasn't bad. It really looks much more skin-like, much less makeup-y. Let's see how it layers with the sponge. Okay. Yeah, it layers pretty good. It layers pretty good. So I kind of take back what I said. I kind of take it back. And I'm sorry about the lighting right now. I have my blind shut, but let me see. I don't think I can adjust the lighting at this point. That's slightly more accurate. All right. Anyway, so that's kind of what we're looking like here with the sponge. It is a little darker than when I got matched because I had self-tanner on, but I could still make this work. It's the 6N, 6 neutral. Okay, that's what's going on here. Let's do the brush. Sorry, let me move this mirror back a little bit. So this is how I've been applying it, is with the brush. And I've shared this on my Instagram. It's definitely a formula you have to like apply it in this section and then blend it right away, otherwise it kind of dries. So I have to do section by section when I'm using the brush. I don't know what it is, guys. Like, there's definitely some formulas, I can't recall off the top of my head. There are some I do prefer sponges. It's not very often, but it does happen. This one, I don't think I do. I think I just like a brush. I don't know why. I feel like I get really into the skin. I like the fact that I get the most coverage the fastest. So that's kind of what happens. It's like whatever's gonna cover up my skin imperfections the quickest. But I do love a natural look, and like this side looks way more matte than this side. I don't even know if you could tell. But I could see like there's like a slight sheen of natural glow. It's getting bright again, sorry. I don't know what to do. This has like never happened before. Like where it gets this bright in here. The blinds are closed. Okay, so let's do forehead. That's like even a lot. I'm gonna have to go here and use it almost like a concealer. Yeah, so. Let's see, I don't know. I'm like very confused as to this entire application process because I really didn't think I liked the sponge, but now I'm kind of thinking I do. But do you see, I think you could tell like there's more of a sheen on this side. Yeah, there's more of a sheen on this. I don't know. You guys tell me what you can see because it's hard to tell. It's like there's really not much it needs to cover at this point because the brush just makes it so much more full coverage. but I will, this is for sure full coverage. If it's not accurate about anything else, the coverage is completely flawless in terms of full and like layerable. So even if you need, like if it's, I bet you this could cover almost everything. I don't know if it would cover a tattoo, but this is as much coverage easily as my Estee Lauder Double Wear. Absolutely. This just feels thinner. Like it's not as thick of a formula, which I personally prefer. Okay, so overall, yeah, this side definitely doesn't have as much coverage down here. Can you guys see in the viewfinder? Making this really attractive face. You could see the spots still, whereas this side I feel like looks way more flawless. I think I'm gonna have to layer it up a little bit down there just because I want more coverage. I'm gonna use the brush though to just make sure it's even. Yeah, see, I feel like it just covers so much faster. Nothing's getting absorbed. All right, let me get a little closer so you can see my skin, and then I'm gonna finish the rest of my face. So, okay, can you see? It's looking a little dark. So this is, it looks so dark now. Stupid sun. Hold on. Oh my God. How did I make it brighter? There we go. Okay, so this is the brush side. I hope you guys can see. And now this is the sponge side. All right. Pretty flawless, right? Okay, let me go and finish the rest of my face and I'll be right back. All right, my whole face is done and I feel very happy with how my makeup came out today. I feel like my skin looks pretty bomb. Maybe it's just, I don't know what's going on. It looks really pretty, I think. I don't know if it's the foundation, I don't know if it's my skincare lately, maybe it's a combination. I think it might be a combination, but let me run through what I use just so you guys know, and I will have everything linked in the bio. I know I've been slacking on that and some of you called me out on it and was like, can you please put everything you wear because it looks pretty? And I know. Concealer today under my eyes, I used the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I used shade Golden Beige. To set that under my eyes, I've been using, I'm trying to finish up this Hourglass Veil Powder. I did very lightly set the T-zone because I have to with my skin. It's just a little bit oily and no foundation would stand a fighting chance if I didn't. So to set that T-zone area, I have been swearing, I'm in love with this. I need to buy like 100 backups because if this ever goes out of stock, I'll be really sad. This is the Cover FX Pressed Mineral Foundation in G30. It's a clean powder foundation. It's clean, like it rates really safe and I'm really happy with it because then I can use this powder to set my clean foundations that I use too, and I love it. So anyway, that's what I use to just set the T-zone. My brows are a combo, of the Beautycounter Brow Gels Tinted. I do a tinted brow gel first to kind of fill in the bulk of the brow, and then I go in with a pencil. Right now I'm using the Benefit Goof Proof to just define the kind of outline of the brow. Then on the eyes, I just actually talked about this on my Instagram story because I feel like my eyeshadow came out pretty nice today, and I'm just using this palette from Beautycounter that is actually on sale right now. Sorry, my phone is dinging. And I have it on silent, but I have my computer in front of me too, so it's doing it. But anyway, this is the Iconic palette by Beautycounter. It is currently on sale, but it is only whatever's in stock. Once this goes out of stock, if it goes out of stock, it's not gonna be available anymore. It's $15 off right now. So if you're watching this, like, I think it's before the 13th of January, it's on sale right now. So go check it out. My highlighter, oh, I used this. So this is Beautycounter's highlighter in Topaz, and I actually just use it kind of like a blush, right? So I put this on first underneath wherever my bronzer and my blush is, and that's what's giving the glow to my cheeks and this like subtle radiance on the forehead too, and I have it just here on the bridge of my nose. Another New Year's resolution I want to do is no highlighter on the tip of the nose. I feel like it just does not work. It looks good at first and then it doesn't look good. So no more of that. But anyway, I used this kind of like a blush, and then I went in with the actual blush in Melon, which is a matte peachy pink. It looks more like a light pink here, but it's definitely more peachy. And then my bronzer is also Beautycounter. Where is that at? I don't know where I put it. Here, Cabana. No. It's the bronzer in Cabana. It's our darkest bronzer. It's a very warm tone, so you really only need a little bit. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. My eyeliner is also Beautycounter's liquid eyeliner. On the top, I don't have anything on the bottom, just a little mascara, and today I'm using, oh, I put it away already. Oh, here it is. It's the Benefit Roller Lash. I have these extensions, they're really wonky right now, but I'm just trying to separate them so they look more like even. So I've been using this combination lately and I really like it. It's not clean and it's not even like a brand I'm like super like proud to be talking about. God. But it's pretty and I've heard really good things about his lip products. So these are Jeffree Star. I know, please, I know. But I had to try them. I was just like so curious and they're really good. I really like the liquid lipstick formula. It's the perfect combination of matte and long wearing, yet it doesn't get really drying. It reminds me a lot of the ColourPop satin lippies, but actually even more long wearing and a little more matte and less transferable. So if that makes sense. This is the matte liquid lipstick in Mannequin. It's, I would say like a beigey nude. And then I topped it with this gloss in Star Crown. I got this mini set at the Morphe store. I think it was a holiday set, but I believe these shades are permanent. So if you like them, you can get them. It is currently 10:45 a.m. So I'm gonna just check in with you guys throughout the day. We'll see what happens with my face. So let me try to get a little closer. So, I mean, from what I'm seeing in the viewfinder, I feel like you guys are gonna think it looks really pretty too. Makeup-y, for sure, makeup-y, but I think it looks pretty. So, all right, let's get to the wear test and I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, it's the final check-in. Gotta be quiet, baby's sleeping. It's 9:44 p.m. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like I look on camera pretty flawless still, right? All right, I haven't had like a foundation win in a while. But with that being said, I do not think this is an everyday for everyone foundation. Let me get a little closer. Ooh, show you. So I don't mind like the sheen because it's not oil, it's actually the highlighter. Because I feel like earlier today I had this sheen still. And it just looks really, on camera, I think it looks really pretty. And I went on Instagram today and it looked really pretty. Everybody was complimenting that I looked great. They didn't say like, oh, your makeup's pretty. They were just like, you look amazing, like you look great, like, you know, just like complimenting me. However, my husband, who, when I wore this foundation a few days ago, like the first couple days I tried it, he said he's the one that said it looked cakey. I don't know if I said that earlier. And then today, I didn't tell him which foundation I was wearing, and I had asked him, I was like, what do you think about my makeup today? And he's like a pro now, like he knows what he's looking for. And he was like, I don't like that one. He's like, it looks cakey. And I was like, what do you mean by cakey? Like makeup? He's like, yeah, and also like it looks a little heavy. And okay, so I have this little dry skin on my nose all day. It does. It straight up looks I have makeup on, for sure. But I don't hate that. I love makeup. So, like, I'm okay with, like, looking like I have makeup on. But the funny part is, for me, I don't feel like it feels heavy at all. Whereas, like, an Estee Lauder Double Wear, that felt heavy to me. He said also that he felt like it was settling into any crease and crevice in my skin. So, and I can kind of see what he means. So I don't know if I would recommend this for those of you with fine lines and wrinkles. That makes me a little nervous. But I'm looking in my mirror. I don't know, guys. I feel like if I'm really torn on this one because I feel like in the camera it looks so good compared to what it looked like earlier today in comparison to when I do other foundation videos. Like I look so bad at the end of the day. And this one I feel like I still look fresh faced, like I'm ready to go when I'm exhausted. So I don't know. Maybe this is one that you would like to use for a special occasion, a wedding, a prom, taking family photos or something, like where you know it's gonna photograph well, but you wouldn't wear like every day. I think that's kind of where this one goes. I mean, how are we doing on coverage with the breakouts? I feel like looks pretty fine still. This was my sponge side and this was my brush side, and I feel like they look pretty much the same. And you know how that usually happens with my nose with the line there? It's really not even that bad. A little over here this happens, but again, I look even shinier because I didn't set my whole face the way I normally would on an everyday basis, where I would really put on the powder everywhere. I don't do that when I do foundation wear tests, so I can kind of see the true wear. But even not doing that, I feel like it looks pretty good. I'm gonna wait and see what you guys think in the comments. Tell me what you think in the comments, and then I can maybe decide from there. If you feel like it looks makeupy, if it doesn't look good on camera and I'm like losing my mind, let me know. But that's what my feelings are on this foundation. I really don't know what to say. I like it. I think I like it, but I also like makeup, so I don't know. But anyway, I hope that was kind of helpful for you guys. Probably not, but maybe. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. I have to get ready for bed and finish watching You. I'm on episode 3 tonight. So, alright, bye.